Well, Dr. Lian, our panel guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to be here. I would also like to thank Association of World Citizens for giving me the opportunity to talk about my opinion to this very special day, which is the 11th UN, United Nations World Humanitarian Day. To me, humanitarian is about conscience versus pretending, or we can say truth versus false. We will usually consider humanitarian works to be like reporters bring us back independent reports from a war zone, rescuers in a disaster event, United Nations peacekeeping force in an armed conflicted territory, or medical workers in a territory which is stricken by diseases. The World Humanitarian Day was resolved by United Nations in year 2009, which is only 11 years ago. Considering the UN has more than 70 years history, this is a rather young UN date. It is to pay respect to all humanitarian workers in every situation. And the date, August 19, which is today, is selected due to the bombing attack to Baghdad, Iraq, on the date August 19, year 2003, which killed 22 United Nations humanitarian workers, including Sergio Mello, who is the UN Secretary General to Iraq at that time. So today, we sincerely pay our respect to worldwide humanitarian workers as they contribute greatly to world peace, humanity. But equally important, we are here to realize our increasing crucial role as humanitarian workers ourselves in our country. And this second cause, or second reason, getting us here today is the false accusation and unjust tax bill against Taiji men since year 1996. Of course, we can understand from all the factual information and the comments by today's scholars and panel speakers that Taiji man is innocent. This is solid truth. I do not need to repeat anything. But why we are still here today? It is just because a small number of government officials still refuse to correct their wrongdoings from 24 years ago. Two government agencies are still doing the wrong thing as we speak today. The first, National Taxation Bureau of Taichung refused to revoke the tax bill for year 1992, which should have been treated in the same way as the other bills for year 1991 and for year 1993 to 1996. The tax bill for the other 5 years were revised down to 0 in 2019. This justice came extremely overdue. However, it managed to arrive after all. Second, regarding the auction attached to remaining 1992 tax bill, the Administrative Enforcement Agency of Ministry of Justice ought to stop the scheduled auction in 2 days from now, according to their discretion power granted by the legal authority. However, the Director General of the Enforcement Agency refused to face people and deal with the problem. The repeated appeals of Taiji men during the past 40 days, starting from beginning of July, continue to be ignored. In the past 40 days, on a daily basis, Taijimen, ACD 1219, and many professionals in local law field tried every possible way, tried to appeal. Where did they go? They went to administrative agency, Ministry of Justice, National Taxation of Taichung, Ministry of Finance, the Control Yuan, even the presidential office. There's no positive feedback as of now. Only reported false statement through media release by administrative enforcement agency. The action is still scheduled to go. It is understood 3 government chiefs are the key officers involved. The bureau chief at National Taxation Bureau, Director General and the Deputy Director of Administrative Enforcement Agency. This is the 3 persons. In fact, they intend to enable National Taxation Bureau to seize the assets from Taijimen once the auction process completed. This evil and abusive behavior could result in devastating consequence. As we know, Taijimen has been internationally recognized in past decades for the peace endeavors in 101 nations around the world. Taijimen is highly regarded as the cultural organization dedicated to promotion and preservation of fine Chinese culture and heritage in the modern world. We cannot stand to see Taijimen be destroyed by those low-banding officials. What will happen to Taijimen if this happens? What will be the impact to thousands of families involved? What will international society and organizations in that 101 countries who've been associated with Taijimen perceive if this tragedy happens? How would international society perceive Taiwan as a democratic and a democratic country? Even more worrisome, this value of constant appeal just reveal the malfunction of the government functions. Both judicial system and control system can be paralyzed by just a few government officials. In fact, it seems always to be the case from experience in the past 24 years. So, why it is serious now? This is very serious. I try to make my points clear because starting from July this year, backward, less than 8 months ago, part of government systems corrected their wrongdoings. And this only remaining bill, suddenly nobody wants to touch it. You know, if nobody take any action, that's another story. But during the past 40 days, I think more than 500 protests, appealings, street works happened from the top of Taiwan to the bottom of Taiwan. They must hear us. But where the hell were the earth that any sensible officers would be feeling afraid to correct the last tax bill when their colleague, maybe the people sit just beside him, corrected the other 5 bills less than 8 months ago? This is very weird and very, very fishy. So that's why I say this is serious. Because we are seeing 2 very crucial systems in Taiwan is failing. The judicial system is considered the final judgment to protect people. The control system is designed in our country as an auditing function to administrations. When both systems do not act to help people, to serve people, the risk of collapse is very, very high. How that will happen, when that will happen, we don't know. but there is a very, very serious situation here. So in my opinion, all the panel speakers today and each audience here, I think we are all humanitarian workers to ensure our country's tax and judicial system to be established eventually. Well, we have a long day. It is pretty heavy. So I think I try to balance the mood. Next page, please. Well, I want to share with you a good song. We cannot broadcast it today because I was here. This is a song written specifically for humanitarian workers and has been performed by a famous United States R&B singer, Beyonce, back in year 2012, August 19, at United Nations General Assembly Hall. Next page. This is the picture you can see. Next. Next, please. And here is the 2 pages of word in the song, which most encouraging and most touching to me. Well, when you go back tonight, maybe you can Google, YouTube, you can find this song. Next page. Next page, please. I was here. And this is the reason we are here and keep us going. Thank you so much.